Good morning, Sagar. Welcome to the stream. Would help if I press the right button on OBS. There we go. Oh, my laptop's fairly low on battery today. I mean, it's not low, but I mean, and it's plugged in, but it's because I was sat with it before. Oh, I'm too high up on my chair as well. There we go. I'm too low, actually. Why do I have to, like, readjust myself every... Oh, the camera went out of focus there. I have to readjust myself, like, every time. I think it's the camera, to be fair. I think the camera is, like, the webcam kind of just does its own thing over the weekend, and then I come back and I'm like, why are you, like, not where you should be? Anyway. Today, I am looking for, personally... Well, I did try a short early. I tried to short in this little thing here. Very low risk, half the risk that I would normally use, and the risk that I would use normally is low anyway on my XFAs. But, yeah, obviously stopped on that short. I shouldn't have really taken it, but I took it because of a few things. One being that it was an 8:30 news driver, and it was my setup. It wasn't like an A+ setup, but it was absolutely... And it was against my bias, obviously. My bias on the day / the week is long since all-time highs. Good morning. First thing I hear is readjust myself. But yeah, I went short on NQ. Very small risk. Just in case, you know, like just in case. Because it did make sense. Like, I was able to frame the short. It was just that things like being at all-time highs and I typically don't take those 8:30 ones unless there's a bit of news behind it, and there was an 8:30 news driver, which was medium impact news. I feel like I need to sneeze. Why do you say the wrong thing? So, my secondary monitor's got the wrong stuff on it. There we go. So yeah, I mean, I'm not typically that. I'm not that like annoyed at myself for taking a lot of the short just because it was there. It just wasn't a very high probability short. So if I was trading perfectly, I probably would have just let it slide because it wasn't an ideal setup. But hey ho. That would indicate that I'm not human. And contrary to popular belief, I actually am. Rice took a short, went to break even. Oh yeah, okay, nice. At least you managed to take the short with no actual loss. Lost $6 whole. Well, yeah, $6 whole is about $50 less than I lost. Well, times 5. Technically, I lost about $250, but thinking like that just makes me more emotional. This is the issue with all-time highs, is I can't really short this because it's all-time highs. Even though I will try if it looks good enough. I probably won't do it off the open because I'm not gonna try that. But what I can do, I'll tell you what the issue is at the moment. My layouts are different, but the stuff I'm drawing on this layout is appearing on this one, and it shouldn't be. But, yeah. All-time highs is difficult to short from, and you can't really long, especially when it's... You can long, you just need it to retrace. So, like, today, really, I'd want it to knock out these equal lows, or these come into this discount hourly fair value gap. And then I can long. Same sort of thing on ES. I am watching both today. And ES is honestly the one that looks more bullish. But same sort of... Is that a discount on ES? Yeah, just about. So this hourly fair value gap here. I can't be bothered drawing it to the bodies. Is there a 15 in there that we can... There is a 15 here that's more... But we'll just keep it on the 1 hour for now. So this is my area to, like, long from. And in this sort of area where it is now, it's like, you can look for shorts, but really, I tried it once, I don't want to try it again. I feel like trying it again is trying to force it. And I'm only really going to permit myself to have one more trade today, since I took that initial loss. I can go full risk on this next trade though, and it will it's probably only if it's a long. If I short, I'll probably again use half the risk. Opening in 3 minutes. We don't have any other news today. We had the 8:30 medium impact news driver, and that's it. Tomorrow we have a bit more news. We have, what do we have tomorrow? Core retail sales. Yes, we have high impact, an 8:30 high impact news driver again tomorrow. So I will look for a setup around 8:30 again tomorrow. Doing the XFA Bryce, yeah. We're on the XFAs now. The Bullinox eval is gone. I basically I accidentally cancelled it. Or not cancelled it. I went to cancel it just so it so it ended like in a few days, but I accidentally terminated it completely instead, so it's just completely gone. But like I talked about this in the last stream, I think, or in the Discord. I'm not that bothered, because I obviously wanted to go to these TopStep XFAs really, and I wasn't that close to passing that Bullinox eval, so it would basically all I've missed out on is like gambling a Bullinox eval. I have same idea for long today, but only to close the gap. I'm not waiting for London low. Yeah, a gap is also something. I have got the gap marked out on my other chart. It's also I'm going to pay attention to the levels of the gap, more so the midpoint and the low. It's drawn the fucking boxes again. Why is it doing this? New drawings will sync in layout, but it's not the same layout. So explain yourself, TradingView. Express yourself. But yeah, then we have FOMC on Wednesday, so I'm probably not going to trade on Wednesday at all, which means no stream. And then Thursday looks okay, but it's just post FOMC, so it can be a bit difficult. And then Friday, no news. So Friday I'll probably still be streaming, but I'll probably be less likely to take anything, at least on the fundeds. Maybe I'll just paper trade for a bit of fun or something. Opening in 1 minute. Why does that get rid of all that stuff? That's weird. Sometimes I click buttons and it does things, and I get confused. This is going to be like a good size opening range gap, actually. Good meaning like an ideal amount, not like a good, like oh, that's a good size, like big size. Like, why am I over explaining the word good? I hate trading all-time highs. I'm new to it too. It's looked, yeah, I've only traded all-time highs once or twice before. Obviously, it's not something that happens every day, so. But yeah, that if you just follow that kind of, I mean, it's do as I say, not as I do, right? The protocol is typically just don't really try and short. Don't try and pick a top. Don't try and short. If you are going to short, dial back the leverage and demand solid setups. Most of the time, you're just going to be waiting for it to retrace into a discount, so just so you can long it back to all-time highs again, and just rinse and repeat until it's blatantly obvious that we've moved significantly far away from all-time highs. Like I say, do as I say, not as I do, because I say all that shit and then I see a short setup that's like subpar and I'm like, ooh, money. Money, 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 money. Do. what? I'm just going to keep you guys in regular trading hours. Interestingly enough, we do have a new day opening gap. I remember saying about this in the Discord a while ago. On ES, at least, I don't have them. I've forgot to... I've been slacking tracking my new day opening gaps and new week opening gaps on NQ. But on ES, I have been. And right now, we have a new day opening gap that's in about 596. It's about here to here. So like 91 to 96, roughly, is a new day opening gap on ES, which is overlapping with the opening range gap. And I've noticed that it tends to like draw to them. Not draw to it, but it tends to be a nice, like, just point of interest, I guess, is probably the right phrase I'm looking for. Like, if it's going to draw down there, that can absolutely be a place for it to stop and carry on going up. Which is nice, because it also brings us into this discount hourly fair value gap. Actually bring us right into this 15-minute one as well. So that's going to be something to look out for. Let's get onto a more exciting chart than this fucking 15-minute shit. No one's here to watch a 15-minute chart. I wanted to go to the gym this morning as well, but I literally, I like got all my gym gear on, and started walking down the stairs, and I went and trained legs yesterday for the first time in like a month. Oh my god, woke up this morning, put my gym stuff on, went to walk down the stairs, and was like, yeah, no, that ain't happening. Legs be sore. I didn't even do that much yesterday. I did like what? I did a type of squat. I did it was a quad focused day, but it wasn't even that many exercises. I did 3 exercises. Did a quad focused squat, a leg extension, and a hamstring curl. Not in that order. I think I did the hamstring curls first. How do you trade all-time highs? I did say before, but it's basically, like I say, do as I say, not as I do, because you probably won't see me follow this, but if in a perfect world, if I traded as good as I would like, it would be to not really be trying to short at all, because typically shorting all-time highs just doesn't go well, because the price just keeps being stubborn and just keep going up. So your best bet really is to wait for it to come into some sort of discount, however you want to frame that, and then just long, and then just keep knocking out all-time highs, and don't try and call a top. And don't really try and short until you're clearly proven, like, until it's clear to you that we've left all-time highs quite significantly. Like, I probably wouldn't try to short until I see something on a daily chart, really, or at least like a very high time frame chart, whatever that is for you. For me, it's the daily. Because, like, on a daily chart, if I said to you, what's your bias today? If you say anything but bullish, then you probably need to go and rewatch a video on on daily bias, because this just goes up. You could say like, oh yeah, we have arrays, you want to target them, but you don't know when. How these discount arrays are going to work is you don't know when it's going to come down to these. You just know that if it does come down to them, then it's probably going to be used as some level of support. So your safer bet isn't to trade towards these, in my opinion at least. It's to wait and see if we come into these, and if we do come into them, do we then start presenting things that would suggest that we're now going to go higher from here. That's how I'd treat them. So that's why I've got them marked up as like, if we can start moving lower, how low can we go? But like I say, it's much easier to trade from those, in my opinion, than it is to trade towards them. But I guess that depends on what type of trader you are. No first presented yet. How have all your boys' weekends been? That sounded weird. How have all your weekends been? I don't know about any of you, but for me right now, time is flying. Like, the days just like blurring together for me. I don't even know what I did this weekend. I went and did a nice walk with my girlfriend. I've also been like, not really forced, but I mean I was forced at first, but I was made to watch a show on Amazon Prime called The 100, and I probably got made to watch it like maybe 3, 4, and it's somewhere between like 3 weeks and 4 weeks ago, by my mum and my sister, and I'm now on season 3, so tells you all you need to know. Basically, if you're bored on TV and you want something to watch on TV and you've got Amazon Prime, check out The 100. It's kind of like to give you a trailer. It's in a world set in the future. It's a sci-fi kind of series, and it's in a world where the world got nuked, like there was a nuclear war or something, and it made Earth like obviously uninhabitable. And like the human race managed to live, but by moving into space, so they're just like chilling in a spaceship in the orbit of Earth. And then the thing is called the 100 because they decide to send 100 people down to Earth to see if it's survivable. So there you go, that's all you get. And if anyone can like press some sort of big red button that doesn't set off a nuke, but well, preferably, but does make ES and NQ like drop, then that would be greatly appreciated. Boring, worked through it, well. Such is life. Bum, bum. Good morning, Mr. Dumpy. It's called The 100 on Amazon Prime. I think it was also an, is it like an Emmy nominee? I think it was Emmy nominated. It's like 10 years old. It came out in like 2014, but so the effects on it are a little bit goofy. Like you can tell it's dated. I mean, I say that, but like that's me talking as a 21-year-old. Alien Earth is also a good show. I've not heard of Alien Earth, but I will have to check it out after I've finished smashing through the 100. Do you see Cammy take a 10k payout in 3 days? Damn, I sure did. Cammy Capital wiping his nuts on all of our faces with his 10k payout. I'm happy for him. Just goes to show, because I mean he's been trading for like 8 years at this point, I think, or 9. I think it's 8. So it just goes to show. If you stick at it, because I mean, I don't know how long he lost money for, but I want to say he lost money for the first 3 or 4 years. And I don't think he became explicitly, like, quote-unquote profitable until, like, 5 or 6 years. That could be total bullshit, but I feel like that's the right timeline for Cammy. White Sand Wick failed this morning and I have an account set up just for that model. Well, that proves that it's an actual model, Dompy, and not a Furu model. No first presented on NQ. We do have one on ES. I honestly would want to see it get inverted and then... Oh, okay, there we go. That's more like it. I'd want to see that first presented get inverted and like offer some sort of move into the opening range gap, really. How big did that gap end up being? I know the measurements for NQ. I don't know the conversions for like... I know what to expect for the opening range gap. Or what I should be expecting based off how big it is. I don't know like the numbers on ES. Like for example, if on NQ there's an opening range gap that's 200 points or more, then you're likely just going to see more expansion in the direction of the gap and not much of a retracement into it. But I don't know what the equivalent of 200 points is from NQ to ES. What's White Sand Wick? Yeah, it's a model that Mr. Dompy has made and he's working on. It's essentially the first 5-minute candle after 9:30. It's like the first presented, but a wick version. And on the 5-minute. It's like the first 5-minute candle wick. After 9:30. So I think for Mr. Wiz, that would be, oh god. See, I'm gonna butcher this. I'm not gonna try because I'll get it wrong. Mr. Wiz is in the chat. He can help out. So we did close below this, so that's good to see. Again, I'm not shorting. I do not want to short this. I will just wait for it to come into a discount and then long. It's getting cold in the UK. I don't know about wherever you guys are all from. Mostly America. Let me tell you what the weather is today in the north of England, and then I'll convert it to Fahrenheit for you fucking Americans. Right now it's 15 degrees, and that's like as high as it's going to get today, but it feels like it's 15, but feels like 8 because it's really windy. So, and I'm said like that's what the weather app says. It's not me just saying it feels like 8. Wind is making it feel a lot cooler. So what's 15 degrees? Or 15 Celsius to Fahrenheit. So it is 59 degrees Fahrenheit, but feels like, it said it feels like 8, so what's that in? Oh. Feels like 46 and a half Fahrenheit. '80s during the day where I am now, perfect weather. Good for you, Dompy. What's 80s? If 8 degrees is 46, what's 80s? What's 80? 80 Fahrenheit to Celsius. What's that like? Oh, 26. Yeah, that's perfect. 26, 27. 15 is the best temp. I do like 15. I don't like 15 when it says it's 15, but it actually feels like 8. But I do, I am, especially after like my, 8 months, I can't remember how long I was traveling for, but after my little bit of traveling and basically just like avoiding the British winter, it is nice to come back and, because I came back and it was summer, so it's not like I came back and it was like, oh my god, it's so cold. It was still like a nice temp, because I came back at like, the start of summer. So... yeah, it is nice for me. That's first presented on NQ, by the way. It is nice for me being, but I like everyone that I say it to just looks at me like a psychopath because no one likes winter in the UK, or very rare for people to like winter here. But I've missed it. I've missed stepping outside and just being like I've not been in a weather where it's like cold enough to wear a hoodie for like so long, so it's actually so nice. So we have come back up and inverted this. Now if we reject on ES, NQ's been a bit weird with its first presented, but ES did form first. I really would love to hear ICT's take on the combination of using the first presented on ES and NQ. Like, for example, ES formed it at 9:38. NQ didn't form its first presented until 9:43. So would that mean that you would prefer to use ES's because it formed first? Or would you wait until they both form one at around the same time? I don't know. I'm just spitballing. You tell me, Inner Circle Trader. And like, is ES gonna disrespect this now and just kind of chop about? If so, then that's really, like, that's a sign of pretty treacherous conditions. Seems to have respected it, so far at least. Where would pre-market liquidity be? See, this like all the way down here. We expanded so much, and like that's like post-London. Oh no, we did begin it like, oh no, not really. London ended around here, and then we just slowly scraped all the way up to previous day's high. I wonder if it is just going to be one of them slow burner drags up really stubbornly. The really, you know, them really annoying days that we have quite a lot of at the moment. Yeah, thems. I might actually have to go put a hoodie on. My room is like, my room in my house is terrible. It's like the least insulated room in the house, which means it's boiling hot in the summer and freezing cold in the winter. Basically, whatever temperature it is outside, my room is that temperature, if not colder or warmer. Like, it's probably warmer outside than it is in my room somehow. And then in the summer, it's like, oh my god, it's so hot in my room. I'm also like right below the attic. Like the only entrance to the attic is in my room. So I probably get some sort of draft through that. So that probably doesn't help either. Yeah, this is like pretty like terrible so far. Can't lie. I'm waiting until 10 AM, see what the, well, we'll see what the macro does that's about to start. But this is so far looking like I don't want to touch this at all. Because, like, again, so for example, that on ES there, that was a 2022 short. And if you took it, you would have lost, because this is something like I need to do more. Like, I don't need to do it more, I know to do it. I just don't sometimes. Like, you know, you have your rules, but you're not going to follow them 100% of the time. And I really should figure out a way to drag my my C game up. I don't know if Geordie's in here, but I really do love that idea and the mental game of trading. I need to finish that book as well. I stopped reading it because it's not at this house. I need to go and get it, so I can get back into the habit of reading it. I think I stopped reading it because it got a little bit too repetitive. Because it was just kind of telling you the same. It was like, here's this issue, here's how you fix it, and it's the same sort of step-by-step process for every single one. But I don't think you're supposed to just read through all that. You're meant to obviously go to whichever one. You're meant to skim over them, I think, but I don't know. For me, when I read books, I just don't. I either read every single word, like a book name, The Mental Game of Trading. I can't remember what the author is called, but if I had the book with me, I'd show you. Geordie recommended it to me. I got about 150 pages in probably, and I do like it. There's one of the things that he talks about is that you want to treat your trading. You want to how you improve in trading. What does he call it? Something. I think it's just the worm effect. If you think about how a worm moves, let's like draw this on the chart since there's fucking nothing to even watch on price. But if you think about how a worm moves, let me get a brush. It moves like by going Oh, how can I draw this on like a... So a worm, oh, this is a worm, right? And when a worm wants to move forward, it'll like drag loads of its body up. And then this back end bit, it will push that forward. So then this hole extends forward, and then the worm moves forward. So the idea is that if you want to improve your trading, you don't want to focus on what you're doing well, which is down here at the front. You want to focus on what he refers to as your C game, which is if you're trading badly, what does that look like? And focus on improving that so that... Let me delete all that. So that when you have moved your C game forward, so your C game goes from being here to, say, like here, which would be your B game. Your old C game becomes your new B game. Then your B game, your old B game, where you were trading like... I can't remember, I'm like butchering this, but basically improve the worst parts of your trading, and that will have the biggest effect on your trading as a whole. Because when you're trading well, like really, you don't really, when you think about it, you don't need to focus on improving your trading when you're trading well. Because you're trading well, if you stretch, he talks about that as well. Again, I need to reread it because I am butchering a lot of this. It's been a while since I actually read that portion of it because it's quite early on. But if you don't focus on dragging your C game, so let's say instead of the worm having a really tight game, like if you have a pretty tight worm like that, then you have pretty consistent, like if this is your C game and your B game's here and then your A game's here, that's a terrible arrow, your A game's here, if you focus on improving just your A game, Jared Tenler, make your red days smaller and lesser. Let me see. Let me Google. Let me finish this first, actually, and then I'll Google. But if you say improve this A game, but your C and B game stays where it is, then you end up looking something like this. And then this is just massively inconsistent. You want to have a consistent game. And then focus on bringing your C game forward, and then you can move your A game forward. Well, your A game will just move forward naturally because if your C game improves. Oh, let me now just Google. I'll Google who mental trading is by for you. Let me... Jared Tenler. If it is by Jared Tenler, then I'll Google it. He has got a book called The Mental Game of Trading. Yeah. Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tenler. System for solving problems with greed, fear, anger, and competence and discipline. Yeah. Yeah, like I say, I've not read the whole thing. I've maybe read like a third of it. But that is probably one of my favourite concepts that I've learned from it, is the concept of defining your trading into a C game, a B game, and an A game. And defining what that looks like. And then applying the you might call it something else, but I feel like he calls it the worm theory or whatever. Applying that to it. So focusing on bringing your C game forward, and then your old C game from... how many times? Sorry, I'm fucking repeating myself here, aren't I? Your old C game becomes your new B game. New B game... Oh, fuck it, I give up. You get the idea. Price has done nothing. Thanks a lot, mate. No worries. No worries, Mr. God of War. Mr. TJOW. Mr. Boy. I'm gonna start calling you Mr. Boy. Boy. Is there a new God of War coming out at some point? I never played the old Gods of War, I was too young. I wasn't too young, actually, I'm lying out my teeth. I mean, I probably was too young, but I was also on the wrong console. Because it was PlayStation exclusive, I'm pretty sure, right? Or it was one of the, yeah, it would have been PlayStation exclusive. And I was an Xbox 360 nerd. do. Yeah, I never played the old Gods of War. I played the ones where he's in what's that pantheon called? The Norse pantheon, where he's fighting Thor and Balder and all that. Do I have a fellow favorite YouTube trader I like to watch? I mean, Kami is obviously always like my goat. He's the reason I started this channel, and the main reason that I probably kept it consistent for at least for a lot of the year, because he personally mentored me off his own back, which was absolutely lovely of him. And I will always be grateful to Mr. Kami for that, even though he trades volume profile, and he has for a while, but I don't hold that against him. But he would probably hold me trading ICT against me. But ICT traders that I like to watch, trades by Matt actually, he's a non-ICT trader that I do like to watch. And then Tanya is always just kind of fun to watch, and sometimes she trades a little bit similarly to me. Tanya trades. So sometimes if I've taken a trade and I have lost it, and I'm thinking like, oh, I don't know if that was a good trade or not to take. And I'm not suggesting you do this, but I just do it for my own sanity. If I've taken, like, it literally happened last week. Last week I took a bad trade, and, well, not even a bad trade, but a losing trade. And I was like, God, because every time I take a losing trade, I'm very hard on myself just to make sure that it was absolutely a valid trade to take. And sometimes I'll go onto her streams and just find, like, when I took the trade and see, like, if she took the same trade. And a lot of times she did. So it kind of puts my mind at ease a little bit, I guess. But yeah, Tanya, as far as ICT traders, Tanya is probably the only real one I actually watch. I never really got into like Justin Whelan or any of them, or TJR, because they're just, I mean, TJR especially, we all know TJR is just, like, TJR obviously makes money trading, but he makes more money from being TJR. And I don't really think he's that amazing of a trader, but obviously he's made shit tons of money. I like Justin Whelan. Oh, I didn't even see that comment. I don't know about Justin, just 'cause I do think Justin is, I just haven't watched him enough. And I haven't watched a lot of TJR either. I just think that TJR, like I say, TJR makes more money from being TJR than being a trader. And, I mean, a lot of traders make more money from being their brands than they do from being traders, but I think TJR is probably one of the biggest for that, for making money more off being who he is, having his brand, than being the guy himself. And I've never seen him really show, like, just clear, like, open, like, receipts, basically, for his trades. Like, anytime I've seen him show, like, him entering a trade, it's always just, like, him showing his phone, and it's, yeah. It's very, like, I wouldn't have any issue with it if he was just, like, if he pulled it up on screen or something and made it very obvious. Because you're not really putting anything at risk. Like, you just make sure you've got covered what needs to be covered. And you can still show that you're absolutely entering and exiting and all the other things that you say you are. You know, I've never played the game, just slapped a bunch of letters because I was in a hurry. Been running with it since you pointed that out last year. That's funny. What are the chances that you put those letters in? Bum, bum. There was one other trader that I was going to mention that isn't an ICT trader either, but yeah, I just like him. It's Daniel, I don't know if I'm going to butcher his name, but it's something like Daniel Inskeep. He's just like a chill dude. I like him. He doesn't trade, like I say, he doesn't trade ICT. I think he trades with volume and some measure of other things. He trades more with like volume and like the DOM and like order flow type trading, which again I have absolutely no issue with. In fact, I have tried to trade like that myself. But I just can't shake the ICT bug. Like, ICT just resonates with me. It makes sense to me. And it's very difficult. Like, I don't know how Cami did that, to be honest. How he was able to transition. I can't imagine it was an easy process, transitioning completely from ICT to volume profile. Like, I would never be able to do that and not, like, be subconsciously, like, thinking, oh, that's a affiliate. Lately, I've seen TGR put live trade recaps here. That got me into it, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't watch a lot of his content, so he could very well have proven that he, like, is the real deal, and I just won't have seen it. My only issue with, like, not TGR, but traders like TGR that flex the whole, like, he's bought a Koenigsegg recently, and, like, very, 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 very few traders are going to be able to buy a Koenigsegg. Mainly because you aren't going to make that much money trading. You make that much money from having a personal brand. And, like, selling mentorships, affiliate links, and all stuff like that. Obviously, like, if you have enough leverage, you can do that with trading, but again, like, you're going to need to have a lot of leverage to buy. Like, you're going to need to have some multi-million dollar account before you can even consider making that much. Cami will always see ICT in his trades. He might not admit it. Yeah, I would think so. Because, like, he was an ICT, like, he was, at one point, he was the ICT, like, he was the 2022 guy on YouTube, the ICT 2022 man. I remember when ICT joined Cami's live stream. I remember being sat in the live stream and ICT joined. Just dropped a little winky face. Bump, bump, do do do. Yeah, the more and more this session goes on, the more and more I'm thinking I'm not taking anything. I already think I'm not taking anything, but the more it drags on, I'm thinking I'm even more likely to not take anything, you know? Has anyone taken anything in this? Have any of the boys taken a thing? I think the issue with price at the moment is that we have about 7 or 8 people in this stream and only 2 likes on the stream. So, oh, didn't mean to do that. So allegedly, if everyone likes the stream, which costs you absolutely nothing, and just all it does is get you a private message from me, then allegedly I will call the market makers and tell them to sort their shit out. Just saying. 2 scalps, not at all. Yeah, I mean, you can't do anything but scalp really in this, can you? I mean, unless you like to just, like, long at the open, but... Das ist not my strategy. Imagine I just, like, all of a sudden started speaking German on stream. Like, realistically, what do we have here? Not a whole lot. That's a pretty tough day to trade. I hate. That was another reason for my short, actually, at 8:30, was that I'm going to go into the week not expecting Monday to make the low of the week. And if anything, I'm expecting Monday to, like, if I'm bullish, I want to see Monday trade lower. Because I want that whole, like, go lower to come higher. Shorts have not been screwed yet, exactly. So that was another reason for my small short at 8:30 was, like, what day is it? It's Monday. I'm bullish on the week, but on Monday, especially when I see, like, relative equal lows and no real, like, sweep at all of, like, shorts, I'm gonna be, like, wanting to see price come lower anyway. So that was another adding thing onto my short. Like I say, it was a half risk, or it was risky, and that's why my risk on the trade was dialed back, because of all the things I said previously. Yes, shorts have not been screwed yet, but I absolutely hate when Monday is the low of the week, because when it is the low of the week, at least for, like, Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm fighting Monday being the low of the week, because typically I think typically Tuesday forms low of the week, or Wednesday. I think it's Tuesday, if we have, like, a continuation week or expansion week. I'm pretty sure Tuesday is likely to form the low of the week. I could be wrong though. But yeah, like, if Monday's the low of the week, most of the week it just screws me, because I'm, like, thinking that it can't be. At least for, like, Tuesday and Wednesday. Boom, 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 boom. Well, everyone has liked the stream, so that's nice to see. Appreciate that, my boys. But unfortunately, I was lying. I do in fact not know the market makers, unfortunately. So yeah, get scammed, I guess. I don't know them because I am them. ICT is also releasing a video tonight, which I will watch because I'm an addict, but in case any of you weren't aware and are addicts like me, I think it's coming out, he said 8 PM New York time, which I do appreciate, because the last thing I want is the temptation to watch an ICT video just before I'm going to be trading, because it'll likely make me see stuff that I'm not seeing. I'm hurt now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, boy. You guys shouldn't trust me. I'm a sleazy day trader influencer. You guys shouldn't trust me. Everything about me screams, don't trust me. Just don't tell anyone I said that. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know if you can hear the wind, but god damn, it is so windy out there. I want to be on too long. Join the dark side. I think everyone who has the means to, because I mean, everyone who has the means to and the desire to, because obviously some people, like, just don't enjoy the whole creating content side of trading, but I mean, I do. I like talking about trading, so I'll talk about trading to anyone. And if that happens to just be a fucking camera with a black hole in the middle of it, that I can just talk to every time I want to. Every time I want to chat some shit about trading, then it's a bad day to be a camera, because I will be doing that. I think if everyone else, like, or not if everyone else, if anyone else has that desire and the means, then they probably should, because you never know. One day you could make $1 million in affiliate payouts. Not like me, like Cami. One day, if you work hard, you can be a sleazy mentorship selling furu as well. Yeah, nothing motivates like money. You just gotta accept the fact that it's gonna take, like, I've been posting content on this channel for over a year now. Not even over a year, actually. Over a year, but not, like, seriously with the goal. With the goal of, like, making it an actual thing, I've been probably posting on this channel for, like, 8 to 9 months. My goal has been to get to 1,000 subs by the end of the year. I don't know how doable that is, because I seem to have stalled at about 620 subs. I need a video to blow up. But, yeah, go for it. Go for it, Mr. God of War. If you feel up to it, you just gotta stay consistent. That's the main thing. Like, the amount of times that I've just had to rack my brain just to think of something to even, like, make a video about. And having to learn all the editing and stuff, like, from scratch, basically, was a big pain in the ass. Because I'm not a very creative person. Back to 9:30 open, potentially, hopefully. Hopefully dig into that open range gap a little bit. You need a clickbait title? I know. I need a 90% win rate. How I lost 10 grand in 10 seconds. Yeah. I'm sure if I ever blew these XFAs, that would make for a good title. Proper count explainers are, like, some of my best videos. Oh yeah, prop company, yeah. Prop company, they do seem to do well. Like I say, my best performing video is me talking about Bullanox's payout policies. I think my best performing videos, out of my 5 best performing videos, at least 3 of them have been me talking about prop firms. 2 of them are my Bullanox explainer vids. The other one, I think my Perdia one from ages ago, that was my first one that did really well. And then I have a few others, like me talking about my video on the first presented for the ICAP actually did pretty well as well. Do trading psychology? That's the issue with that, is I do like doing those videos, and I have done a few of them. But they just don't seem to do well for some reason. Like I said, I enjoyed doing them. I have done a few. Maybe I should redo them. But I think trading psychology, I need to, there's some sort of way about doing those videos. I think, like, me just driving and talking about it in my car are probably the best method, because if I see any trading psychology videos do well, it's more of like an informal chat than, like, my videos are quite kind of, I'm here, I'm showing you something, and I'm not just gonna, like, talk at the camera. But I feel like for a psychology video, that's the approach I need to take, is a more laid back, like, we're just going to sit in the car and chat while I drive to the gym or something. So we drew into first presented and then rejected on ES. Prop firm comparison, yeah, that's not a bad idea. That was similar to, like, that's the Bullanox versus TopStep one. You know what I would like, it would be a good video, would be like a prop firm tier list. Meet Kevin's titles, all doom and gloom, yeah. Been trying to find a channel for days about the Kirk videos. Meet Kevin, I had a friend who watched Meet Kevin a while back. Yeah, it's all new, like, if you pay attention to, like, news companies as well. Like, news companies will very rarely show you positive stuff, they'll show you negative stuff, because as humans, like, it's not even their fault, they're just abusing the system, basically. Because as humans, we're hardwired to pay more attention to bad news than good news. Because, like, if you think about it, like, when we were cavemen, if some guy said to you, like, oh, there's, I don't know, it's a sunny day today, you'd be like, oh, okay, that's good. But you wouldn't really pay much attention to, like, other stuff. Whereas if he came and said like, if he said like, oh, it's a warm day today, you'd be like, oh yeah, but then you'd probably move on. You wouldn't really listen to anything else he's got to say. But if he came running into the room and was like, there's a mountain lion like a mile south or whatever, you'd fucking jump to your feet. You'd be like, right, where did you see it? Da, 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 da. You know. Trading boot camp, that's what I got you into TGR. I don't mind that idea, to be honest, doing a trading boot camp. That could be a cool series to do. Hell yeah, Mr. Journey. I can give you some pointers, for sure. I can't be like a full-on mentor, because obviously, I mean, I can only help you so much, because I'm not exactly a professional, but I can absolutely give you pointers and little things like that I've learnt. I found with the whole like YouTube thing is like, obviously it's good to have a mentor. Like I got a little bit of mentoring from Cami and definitely helped, but it's a mix. It's similar to trading. Like, you don't just get told how to trade. You have to figure out on your not figure out on your own, but you learn the most through doing the thing, if that makes sense. You don't learn by sitting in a lecture, and obviously you learn the foundations, but you really learn when you're doing the thing. Which is like most things in life, really. Short on ICT. Yeah, I did do a short today that I posted. Because all my shorts so far have just been repurposed stream clips, and they do okay, but none of them really blow up. And I figured I should probably start experimenting with recording some original short form stuff. Basically just taking some of my long form stuff and just like redoing it in a way that suits short form content. So that's what I did with my short that I posted today, so hopefully that does a bit better. Even if it doesn't, I'll keep experimenting until I find something that works. Catch you later, Mr. God of War. We'll probably hang around for another, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. Like I say, this is not really providing anything. So, scratch day. I took a small loss at 8:30, not ashamed to say. Just over, it was actually, including commissions, put me like just over half of my normal risk. So yeah. Let me see what that short is performing like. Obviously, it's pretty hard to judge off of the first like few hours. Yeah, 37, 6 out of 10, but it's only been up for like 3 hours, so it's pretty hard to judge. $10.20 is here. If you couldn't tell the time, allow me. I don't know what I've like fixed in my sleep either, but oh my god, I'm sleeping so much better like the past few days. I feel like a completely new person. My anxiety has like dropped off a fair bit compared to what it was like a week or two ago. Oh my god, I can't even tell you how much better I feel. Purely from sleeping. I don't think it's as much like the amount of sleep, it's more so the quality of the sleep. We're getting SMTs at the lows here, and we're in first presented, so that looks like a continuation long to me. I don't really fuck about with this as a setup, but I might paper it just for fun. just the like high of day or something. Just mess around. Like I say, it's not my typical setup. And it's not a narrative, like it's not come low enough for me to be highly, highly eager to long it. But it has come into a discount, so. AM has been ass like the past week or so. I'll tell you something as well. We need to go and I need to check barchart.com just so I can be aware. Actually, has TopStep X MQU? Yeah, it's okay. TopStep X hasn't. TopStep X doesn't. You can't choose when it switches. It just switches. So I need to pay attention to that. Like really, if I was doing it my way, I would be. Thank you. I would be looking at bar chart and looking at the open interest, which obviously at the moment is going to be a lot higher on the September contract than December, but that would be my tell thing for time to switch. But I'm probably just going to have to switch when TopStep X switches, which will probably be like tomorrow or Wednesday. Hopefully it's not tomorrow, because that'll just throw a whole spanner in the works I'm just not really wanting to deal with until later in the week. Let's go ahead and log into paper here, because I'm probably going to paper this just for fun. Like a fair value gap that forms here. Off of the first presented. Tuesday's usually the day it flips. Oh god. Well, like after Tuesday or on Tuesday? If it's on Tuesday, that's a pain. It's not anything that can be worked around, but it's just annoying. Because I don't think I would normally want to switch that early. I'd probably wait until like Wednesday. When does it expire? Does it expire? It expires Thursday, so actually maybe I would want to switch on Tuesday. We'll see. If this makes a fair value gap, then that's a long. Tuesday's the day you switch. I think it will be the day I switch as well. Something tells me. Massive SMT at the highs at the minute. ESB bullish. Oh, no fair value gap. Thank you. Not finished to the downside, it would seem. I look to see when open interest in the new contract is higher than the old contract. Yeah, that's what I do. I probably switch on Tuesday as well then. I very rarely remember what day it is that I typically switch. But yeah, that's exactly how I do it as well. It's how ICT teaches too, or that's at least how he taught to in the 2022 or whichever mentorship he taught it. Pretty sure it's 2022. Good old ICT. We have a 2-minute fair value gap here. Do we? Nope. No, we don't. Never mind. We have a 3-minute fair value gap here. Haha. I mean, we don't yet. We might in a minute. 10:25. 10:25. Boom, bump, 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 boom. Oh, what a terrible AM. On NQ, I really would like to see something like this week. I need to see it come lower before it comes higher. I really hope it doesn't just expand all week. So that always puts a fucking thorn in my side when it does that. Or maybe it's going to be expanding, because we should be getting some sort of... Well, we should... Not, let's not say we should, but seasonally we get some sort of drop at this kind of point in September to make the fall low. Typically. So just be aware, I guess, that is possibly coming soon. And a week where Monday is the low of the week is probably a week that I would expect it to happen, right? Because it's not going lower to come higher, so maybe it's going higher to come lower. I'm a genius. Dumpies in the longs. Did NQ get into a discount? Like from... Yeah, it did. Jesus, expansion. Pretty cool with the first presented though, and yes. Pretty cool. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I didn't even realise that this fair value gap was in here. Why did I not clock that? I didn't even spot that fair value gap for some reason. I never miss a fair value gap. Well, that's absolutely a long... I mean, not really, because it didn't break a swing high, but it is... It is something. I wonder if I go on to... Let me make sure I don't fucking button smash and press enter order or anything here. But if I draw... If I draw a rectangle of the first presented here. Let's be careful now, Brad. Don't press anything we shouldn't be pressing. Oh, okay. And then if I drop onto, let's check a 30-second first. Benefits of the Project X. Yeah, so there was a 30-second long. Interestingly enough. Won't even bother checking the 15 because the 13's there. Boom, boom, boom. Anyway. I think that's going to do me for today. There's absolutely no point in me sitting and watching this. I'm just straining my eyes. But I will be back tomorrow, hopefully, to take some sort of a trade. There was really no opportunity in there for me, apart from that 830 attempt, which wasn't even a very high probability attempt, but it was an attempt nonetheless. So yeah, thank you boys for coming and hanging out with this god-awful nutsack up day. And I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you boys tomorrow at 9:20 AM. And what else am I going to say? Oh! Wait a minute. What was that? 10:30. Who shit themselves? Let's check who shit themselves before we leave. Was it just me, or was that a really excited candle? That is good. That is a very excited candle, right at 10:30 as well. Hang a minute, hang about. Wait a minute. There was no news. Like, I mean, I knew there was no news, but I was just assuming there was like some sort of little tweet or something. How weird. Okay, well, yeah, that was weird. The entire internet got excited, yeah, me included. Yeah, I will leave it there, boys. Bang on 10:30. If you are trading the rest of the day, then good luck, good trading, and I will catch you boys